Welcome back to the Giovanni Da Silva player career mode. In this episode, we're going to be moving into the round of 16, into the knockout stages. But before we do that, why don't we get a word from Giovanni Da Silva on his feelings about being involved in the team after such a long time?
Honestly, I feel very lucky that coach even selected me for this tournament. I didn't really expect to be selected, even though I said I wanted to take part in the tournament. I didn't expect the coach to select me, so I'm very happy to be here. As some of you may know, I did leave Barcelona before the end of the season to head back to Argentina to take care of my mother and be with her in her final hours. Most of you have already known that she has passed away from cancer, and others will know that my dad is still missing. But I honestly just hate talking about it. I just want to talk about it now because I just want to clear up rumors to stop these fake rumors from happening, from fake news from spreading out. I just want the press and the media to know that I'm only here to play football and to win the World Cup for my mother. I don't want any more questions about her, and I don't want you to ask about my family or personal life from now on. Any questions about this, I will completely ignore them. Thank you. Enjoy my football.
Well, it's definitely interesting to hear Giovanni Da Silva's opinion, and definitely interesting to figure out where he is when it comes to, his mindset. We definitely know now that he is focusing fully on football. We know why he is so motivated to win this World Cup. So, honestly, I think that interview answers a lot of questions, doesn't it? But of course, for me, it answers a lot of questions. If you guys still have questions on what's really going on, comment down below. But we're going to get straight into the action, straight into the match. Of course, Australia is a team you'd expect Argentina to beat. So, of course, Giovanni, he was very, very motivated. He went into the match, dribbling, and he even gets a penalty out of it. But now the question is, who would take this penalty? I mean, we know Giovanni is the captain, but is he the penalty specialist as well? The answer is yes. Fun fact, this is Giovanni's first penalty. 7th minute, it's not really that important. If he misses it, he misses it. It's cool, they still have an opportunity. But he's not gonna miss. He's gonna score it. He puts it into that top right hand corner. Beautiful penalty. Keeper is rooted to the spot. I feel like even if he did dive, he might not have saved that. Argentina taking the lead early on, first 7-8 minutes or so, and they're already ahead. Now Giovanni Da Silva, he's taken this well, and when you look into his eyes in the celebrations as well, you can tell that he seems unaffected by the death of his mother and by the disappearance of his father. He does really seem unaffected when you look at him, but let's just say as the World Cup progresses, that will kind of change. But anyway, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Argentina is taking the lead, Giovanni is feeling hyped, and honestly, people are predicting that Giovanni might be the most valuable player in history as he crosses the ball in for Ocampos. I mean, you can see it as well. He's creating so many opportunities. In 25 minutes, he's going to do 2 goal involvements. So yeah, people are saying he is the most valuable player in history. There are some sums around 200 million, 300 million being his base value. Of course, these are just rumors. And even a few of the gaming fans in this universe are wondering why he hasn't been put into FIFA. And people are sort of speculating the reason for that is because he might be cover star for FIFA 23, and they actually want to give him a real face and real model for FIFA 23 in this universe, of course. But anyway, enough about that. Argentina are leading 2-0 against Australia. You expect nothing less from Argentina, who were honestly very good in the group stages thanks to Giovanni, of course. Giovanni really does know how to turn basically poor performances into, salvageable results. And he's one-on-one with the keeper again. He finesses that ball into the back of the net. He does what he's expected to do to finish one-on-one opportunities. And yeah, Giovanni is going to celebrate. He's going to be pointing towards the Australia crowd, I think. It's a bit of banter, but when he's feeling himself, you can't really blame him for doing such a thing. It's a good finish, it's a good run, it was a great through pass, and it just shows how Giovanni's pace is really high in this game in his career. Honestly, people are even considering saying he's the fastest player in the world. But of course, I don't think Mbappe would really agree to that. Now, of course, Australia would get a goal in the 70th minute, but honestly, it was a dead rubber. And if you ask me, it was a bit of a lucky goal, Martinez not being able to save it into a safe area. You might say he is the one to blame, saving it into a dangerous area, but honestly, he's just done the best that he could, and probably the defender there was asleep to get on the rebound, getting caught by the striker. That shouldn't really be happening. Lionel Scaloni is not very happy about that, but again, it just feels just like a bump in the road. I mean, Argentina are 3-1 up with 20 minutes left, and they've been in control of this game, and Giovanni has been feeling himself. Of course, Argentina would have one more attack in the 85th minute. I mean, of course, Messi being subbed on, making a few connections with Giovanni, takes a shot, and Matthew Ryan saves it. It seems a bit like a reflex save. I don't think Ryan saw the ball, the trajectory of the ball, a few bodies in the way, but it's still a good save. Giovanni would take a corner, which wouldn't amount to much if you ask me. He asks for the ball, takes it on his right foot, and he isn't that far off. His strong foot is actually his left foot, but his weak foot is his right foot, so he can score with his right foot. But anyway, the match ends. Argentina have won in the round of 16. It was nice and comfortable, nice and simple, 3-1. And yeah, it's just perfect all the way around. Argentina are looking dominant, and who knows, maybe they will be able to progress to the World Cup final, or maybe even win it.
Welcome to Generic Podcast number 1. Today we're going to be asking the question, can Argentina go all the way in the World Cup? I'm going to give you all a quick and simple answer. I think not. Now listen. I know what you're saying. You think that they should go all the way, that they can. I mean, Giovanni Da Silva is one of the best players in the world right now on form. You're saying stuff like that. They've got Messi, they've got Dybala, they've got Lautaro Martinez. But when you look at the selections Argentina has chosen, Dybala, Messi, and Da Silva never played together. The coach is focusing more on a younger project. He's trying to build up youth. And honestly, I think that's a poor move from Lionel Scaloni. And that's going to cost Argentina the World Cup. If you don't believe me, wait for the game against France. You'll see what happens when youngsters face off against people like Benzema, Kante, Pogba, and Mbappe. Okay, let's say they do get through France in the quarterfinals. What about favorites? What if they draw Germany? What about the Netherlands? What are we going to do then? What are they going to do then? I know what you're going to say. They beat the Netherlands in the group stages. But one thing I can tell you, group stages and knockouts are different fixtures. If you watch their game against the Netherlands carefully, and if you look at the situation, that game was a dead rubber for the Netherlands. Win or lose, they were still going to go through, and they knew it. That's why they didn't take it that seriously. But the question is, will Argentina be able to step up to semi-final pressure? Honestly, I think not, but I guess we'll wait and see.